LA's had one of the best offenses in the league since McVay's arrival in 2017. The most red zone touchdowns, and they rank top 5 in yards per play and points per game. That's all translated to the third most efficient offense in the league since then, only behind Kansas City and Green Bay. Tim Hasselbeck, when you watch McVay's offense, how have you seen it evolve over the years?
Yeah, I think the big thing for me is when you watch them, he's true to his roots. Just the foundation of what they do is the run game that you were so used to seeing under Mike Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan for that matter. It's just, and a lot of times on the move the pocket stuff off of it, it's the same. And so there's a history of tried and true stuff that has proved to work in the National Football League. At the same time, you'll see things that are his own additions to it. And so whether it's, using some of the condensed formations and requiring, his receivers to block a certain way and to insert them into certain run fits, to also hold the backside with some of the plays like you see on the screen there, because you're always looking for, in some of the zone run schemes, ways to hold the backside, and it allows you to push your number count one more. And so I just think when you look at all of that, he's kind of maintained his identity, but he's evolved, because if you don't evolve, then the rest of the league will catch up to you. So I think it's one of the things that's been most impressive about, his time as a play caller and as a head coach.
Yeah, we see him evolve in different ways, Tim, not only in terms of what the scheme does, but also who's in the scheme. He's always been, Sean McVay, an 11 personnel guy, which is one running back, one tight end, 3 wide receivers. In 2024, they ran 13 personnel, 1 running back, 3 tight ends, a total of 3 times. It was not part of the offense, but they had a moment this year against the Jaguars when Puka Nacua was out, where the entire offensive scheme, or the personnel I should say, shifted. They ran 13 personnel 44% of the time the rest of the season. That's 1 running back again and 3 tight ends. And what that does is it creates a conflict for the defense and personnel. Do you want to match that with your nickel defense? Well, they're going to run the ball all over you. They were the most efficient rushing attack in football last year. And if you want to match with your base defense and get 3 linebackers on the field, well, they're going to throw. Matthew Stafford had an 80.
Yeah. Well, Aaron Rodgers never got to play with Sean McVay, Puk, and Noah. Listen, I've already said this a million times, but I'll say it again because I just made that little one-off comment, so some Rams fans are going to get angry probably. If Matthew Stafford was with Sean McVay for his entire career, I think Matthew Stafford would legitimately be in the GOAT conversation. You would talk about Matthew Stafford in the same way that we talk about Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers even, all that type of stuff. Back in the days when it was just Aaron Rodgers, PTO Manning, Tom Brady, like it would be Matthew Stafford, Drew Brees, etc. So no arguments from there, but like again, if we can point out to how Stafford was unable to have the true levels of success in Detroit and then it's drastically different, in Los Angeles. Yeah, we have to give that same benefit of the doubt to other quarterbacks as well. That's what always annoys me with that conversation. But I talked about this before. I forget when we kind of had this conversation talking about, Stafford retiring and whatnot, but it bears repeating, because McVay now obviously just straight up brought it up. Matthew Stafford could be a guy who plays late into his 40s. I think Stafford definitely wants to. But again, to me, it's so interesting because he's obviously a family guy. He's got these beautiful children, beautiful wife. All that. I've said this before, like so much of it will depend on how much his family wants him to continue to play, right? How supportive is his wife and all of that in that pursuit. He said this and I really believe him. I really believe him. He's like, my girls love that that I'm still playing football. They love it. They get all into it. They get all dressed up. He goes like, I really wouldn't want to play if they didn't feel that way. And I totally see that. I totally see that. If his little girls, his daughters weren't as engaged with it all and weren't all excited that daddy's playing football and this or that. Daddy has a game, tomorrow or something, right? Like if they were like, why do you have to play tomorrow? Daddy, can't we do this? Can't we do that? Like, that will eat at you. That will absolutely positively eat at you. The fact that they're all into it and they're all excited and it becomes part of like obviously what their family is going to do into the weekend and on to Sunday and Monday, like it just feels like you're doing it as a family. It does it, you're going to feel so much more engaged and you're not going to feel guilty or bad about it, like you're not like again like it hurts your soul. I just know little things like with my niece and nephew when it was time for me to like leave, you know, my family's house be like, okay, I got to go. And they would be like, no, can't you just stay here? And it was just like, I wish I could, but I can't. I don't live here. I got to go. Let alone when it's your daughters and, you know, and then something like playing football. So, I think that is a legitimate variable is when you especially have as big of a family as he has with all the children that he has and whatnot, like that is a legitimate variable that we could pretend, oh, it doesn't matter. You just kind of put that to the side like, no, I don't believe that. And he's the one that brought it up. And the way he said it, I take, you know, I feel like I'm a pretty good judge of knowing when someone's just kind of saying nonsense, cause that also sounds good, too, right? Well, if my daughters didn't like it, then I wouldn't keep playing. And it's like, yeah, that sounds nice. Say, but like when he said it, I'm like, okay, I believe it. I believe what you're saying there. And then again, we just don't know the conversations that he has with his wife either. His wife could be like, it's time to stop. Come on. The girls are getting older. This is our peak time with them, etc. etc. I don't know. Or she could be 100% like, you love it, keep playing and you know, you only get one shot at this. Once it's over, it's over. Do it till the wheels fall off. Like, you know, you just don't really know. You really don't. So, the reason why I'm emphasizing this is because things can change so quickly. Things can change so quickly, especially because right now it's been awesome in LA. They've been great. Stafford winning the MVP, Super Bowl can't, right? Like everything is great. Relatively healthy. The moment he's a little bit more banged up, the moment like he legitimately is like, oh man, his back is hurting and now he's gone for a couple weeks, you know, like that's when those conversations be like, do I really keep doing this? Is it work? Like the conversation just it changes. It takes a dip. So there's just I think it's pretty unpredictable. I could see him winning a Super Bowl this year and just retiring and be like, okay, it's over. I could see him winning and being like, I still feel great. I still feel healthy. Everyone's all excited. My family's all into it. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm doing it. I'm going to play until I am 45. And the next year he gets banged up and he goes, this will be my last year. Right? Like it's just life happens fast, man. Life happens fast. And so I think it's really fundamentally incredibly unpredictable. But I mean right now if you're someone like Matthew Stafford who obviously just sleeps dreams football, he's in, snorts, football paradise, right? I mean, like, he has it all. It is football utopia. He's got the great coach. He's got the great offense. He's got the weapons. He's got a great defense. Like, he's got it all. He's in LA, LA's awesome. California's awesome. Southern California is awesome. He's got all the money. He's got the Super Bowl. He's got the MVP. Like, there's no true pressure. There's no thing. There's no one more box he needs to check off, etc., etc. None of that. He's got it all. He's got the family. He's not chasing anything and he's not running away from anything. Like, that's a pretty awesome place to be in. He's not chasing anything and he's not running away from anything. And he is in Southern California playing for an unbelievable coach and an unbelievable franchise with an unbelievable roster. What more could you ask for? What more could you possibly ask for? It's not like he's in a random city in a random town in the middle of nowhere. It's not like he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet or he's trying to win that MVP or this that. None of that. He's got it all. He's in an awesome place. So, as long as he is still healthy, as long as his family still is into it, as long as his little girls are still kind of like, Daddy, he has a game tomorrow. I can't wait. As long as that energy is all still there. Yeah, of course. I see no reason why he'd end, why he'd retire. None. But I just want to emphasize one last time that can change in a snap of the fingers. That could change in a snap of the fingers. And I'd love to be able to see the conversations that he's having like with his wife and whatnot and his like actual friends like not football friends, the people who he's just sitting down with his wife and their kids are playing with their kids and they're just at the table eating food and it's a random Thursday night during the Friday night because I guess other people actually have work. Friday night during the summer, right? Like before things really pick up swing. Like I'd love to know those types of conversations that he's having, right? When he's really just thinking about like what do I want to do? Where am I at with my career, my health, my body? When do I hang it up? I'd love to see those conversations because those conversations are going to be different than the conversations that he's even having with Sean McVay or that he's having with other players. Like, it's just I think it's just different. But I hope he keeps playing cause it's just awesome to watch and he's obviously elite. He's obviously special to me. He's an all-time great talent. And this is what happened last year. And this is why I take issue with that conversation, but I'll end here because I won't go on a whole extended rant. Like Colin said this. He goes, he said this when they were like going into the playoffs or around the playoffs, goes if he wins a Super Bowl, he's better than Aaron Rodgers. And I'm just like, you either think he's better than Aaron Rodgers now or not. It doesn't matter if he wins the Super Bowl. Doesn't matter whether he wins a Super Bowl again or not, or whether he wins the MVP or not. Because Drake may easily could have ended up winning that MVP. Does that mean that Matthew Stafford didn't have an MVP season? Of course not. Of course not. But also, Aaron Rodgers has a million MVPs. And despite what you want to say, he was with Mike McCarthy who's not Sean McVay. And so it's just like you either think he's better or he's not. And so you don't have to be like, oh well, Matthew Stafford has to win even more, do this, that to prove that you think he's better than him or not. There at this point is all kind of gravy. Like does Stafford have to have another season at this point of his career where he throws for like 40 own touchdowns, MVP candidate, wins? Like I find that silly personally. Because I do give him the benefit of the doubt for his career in his 20s with the Detroit Lions. And he is what I use as an example for like why coaching matters, why team matters, etc., etc., etc. And I love using Stafford as an example for that because of how great Stafford is and yet it still matters tremendously your roster, your coach, etc. And that's why he is in football utopia. He is in the ultimate football paradise. You can't, snorts, ask for a better spot. You just can't. Aaron Rodgers was with the New York Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers. What are we talking about right now? And that's why someone like Stafford can keep playing as long as his health holds up. So, I'll be interested to see, but they certainly have all the momentum. All the momentum. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Matthew Stafford and the Pittsburgh Steelers is what I was about to say. Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams. Do you actually realistically see him playing late into his 40s? Late into his 40s. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. But let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get into some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.